Welcome to our first lesson of Natural Fluency Level 1. In this lesson, there will be a short story that you have to listen to 2 times every day, and a vocabulary lesson. Every day you have to listen to this 2 times, and then the short story with answers and questions. This short story with answers and questions is the heart of our lessons. You have to listen to these stories 5 times a day. And of course, you have to answer the questions. I'll ask the questions and you have to give answers. You don't need to give long, big answers. Short is better. 1 word, 2 words, or 3 words are perfect. But you have to give these answers quickly and practice giving quick answers. If you feel difficulties to understand me, then you can read the transcript while listening. After understanding the lesson, you have to listen to these lessons without the transcript, just listening and answering the questions. You have to listen to one set of lessons for 1 week or two as you need. Just one set of lessons for 1 or 2 weeks or more. Remember this. And while listening, there will be a big smile on your face. And you'll feel happy while listening these lessons. And repetition is the key to success. So let's get started. The first is a short story. Funky the Monkey. At the zoo, there was a monkey named Funky. One day, Funky the monkey and other animals decided to play a prank on the zookeeper. They switched places while he wasn't looking. The lion ended up in the bird cage. The penguin was in the monkey enclosure, and the giraffe squeezed into the aquarium. When the zookeeper returned, he couldn't believe his eyes. It took hours to sort out the chaos, but everyone had a good laugh. Next is vocabulary. First word is prank. Prank is a playful trick or practical joke intended to amuse or surprise someone. Example is, the children played a prank on their teacher by hiding all the chalk in the classroom. Second example is, Sarah decided to pull a prank on her friend by placing a fake spider in her desk drawer. Next word is zookeeper. A zookeeper is a person responsible for the care and management of animals in a zoo. Switch places. Switch places mean exchange or interchange positions or locations. The twins decided to switch places during the school play to confuse the audience. The siblings switched places at the restaurant to play a prank on their parents. Next word is bird cage. A cage or enclosure designed to keep birds confined. Next word is penguin. Penguin is a flightless bird native to the southern hemisphere, known for its black and white feathers and its ability to swim. Monkey enclosure, an area or space specifically designed to house monkeys in a zoo or wildlife park. Next word is giraffe. Giraffe is a tall, long-necked mammal with a distinctive pattern of brown spots on its coat, native to Africa. Aquarium, a transparent tank or container filled with water used for keeping aquatic plants or animals. Chaos, a state of complete disorder or confusion. Sort out, to organize or fix something. The example is it took some time to sort out the tangled wires behind the TV. The librarian helped me sort out the books in alphabetical order on the shelves. Next word is end up. To eventually be in a particular situation. The example is I wanted to go to the beach, but we ended up staying at home due to the rainy weather. Next example is Tom didn't study for the exam, so he ended up getting a low grade. Next word is squeeze. Squeeze. Press something tightly or fit into a small space. The example is she had to squeeze the tube to get the last bit of toothpaste out. The next example is the bus was crowded and I had to squeeze myself into a small space to find a seat. So, go to the mini story with answers and questions. Yeah! Welcome to Story with Answers and Questions. I want to tell you about this procedure. First, I'll read a statement. Then I'm going to ask some questions from the statement with different ways. You have to give answers quickly. One word, two word, or three word short answers are perfect. You don't need to give long answers. Short is perfect. So the procedure is I'm going to read a statement. For example, the statement is at the zoo there was a monkey named Funky. Then I'll ask questions. What was the monkey's name? You have to give first a short answer. The short answer is Funky. The question is at the zoo there was a monkey named Funky. The first answer will be Funky. Then you have to give a complete answer. The monkey's name was Funky. As like this, you have to give all the answers of my questions. If you don't understand, if you can't understand my words or my pronunciation, if you can't understand me, then you can read transcript while listening as well. So when you feel comfortable with this listening and transcript, please off the transcript, and without transcript you have to give answers. So hope you understand this. So when I read a statement, after that statement I'll ask a question. First I'll ask a question, then there will be after that question there will be some delay, a short delay. In this delay you have to give your quick answer. If you give wrong answer, no problem. Wrong answer is acceptable too, but you have to give answer whether is right or wrong. Let's get started. Statement is at the zoo there was a monkey named Funky. What was the monkey's name? Funky. The monkey's name was Funky. Did the monkey's name was Stinky? No, the monkey's name wasn't Stinky. It's Funky. The monkey's name was Funky. Where did the story take place? At the zoo. The story take place at the zoo. Did the story take place at a house or zoo? At a zoo. The story take place at the zoo. Next statement is Funky the monkey and other animals decided to play a prank on the zookeeper. What did the animals decide to do at the zoo to play a prank? The animals decided to play a prank on the zookeeper. Did the animals decide to graze all the grass? No, they didn't decide to graze all the grass. They decided to play a prank. The animals decided to play a prank on the zookeeper. With who did they decide to prank? On the zookeeper. They decided to play a prank on the zookeeper. They switched places while he wasn't looking. What did the animals do while the zookeeper wasn't looking? The animals switched places with each other. Did they change their places with each other while the zookeeper wasn't looking? Yes, the animals switched places. They changed places with each other. Did the animal change their places while he was sleeping? While the zookeeper was sleeping? No, not while he was sleeping. They changed their places while he was away and not looking. The lion ended up in the bird cage. Bird cage. The penguin was in the monkey enclosure. Enclosure. And the giraffe squeezed into the aquarium. Which animal ended up in the bird cage? The lion. The lion ended up in the bird cage. Did the lion ended up in the aquarium? No, not lion. The lion ended up in the bird cage. Did the giraffe finally reach the bird cage? No, the lion ended up in the bird cage. The lion entered the bird cage. Where did the penguin ended up? In the monkey enclosure. The penguin ended up in the monkey enclosure. Did the penguin enter the monkey's hotel or the monkey's enclosure? In the monkey's enclosure. The penguin ended up in the monkey's enclosure. Enclosure. Which animal squeezed into the aquarium? Giraffe. The giraffe squeezed into the aquarium. Did the giraffe cram into the aquarium? Yes, he did. The giraffe crammed into the aquarium. The giraffe entered into the aquarium. The giraffe squeezed into the aquarium. Next question is, when the zookeeper returned, he couldn't believe his eyes. Who couldn't believe couldn't? The word is couldn't. Couldn't mean could not. Who couldn't believe his eyes when he returned? The zookeeper. The zookeeper couldn't believe his eyes when he returned. When the zookeeper returned, could he believe in his eyes? Or he couldn't? No, he couldn't. The zookeeper couldn't believe his eyes when he returned. Was there confusion to sort out the chaos? Chaos. The word is chaos. 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 Was there confusion to sort out the chaos? Yes, there was. There was a confusion to sort out the chaos. Was there a mess to sort out the chaos? Yes, of course, there was a mess. There was a mess. There was a confusion to sort out the chaos. It took hours to sort out the chaos, but everyone had a good laugh. How long did it take to sort out the chaos? It took hours. It took hours to sort out the chaos. Did the zookeeper succeed to sort out the chaos? Yes, he did. The zookeeper succeeds to sort out the chaos, but it took hours to sort out the chaos. What was the reaction of everyone involved? They had a good laugh. Everyone had a good laugh. Who had a good laugh? Everyone. Everyone had a good laugh. Were they crying or they had a good laugh? They weren't crying. They had a good laugh. Did they all cry or all laugh? They all laughed. What did the animals decide to do while the zookeeper was away? To switch places. The animals decided to switch places as a prank. They decided to change their places as a prank. And where did the lion ended up after the switch? In the aquarium or in the hut? In bird cage. Not in aquarium or in a hut. In a bird cage. The lion ended up in the bird cage. What happened to the penguin during the prank? The penguin ended up in the monkey enclosures. What unusual place did the giraffe end up in? The giraffe squeezed into the aquarium. Who was surprised when they returned to the zoo? The zookeeper. The zookeeper was surprised when he returned to the zoo. Who was surprised when he returned to the zoo? Zookeeper. The zookeeper was surprised when he returned. How much time did it take to fix the situation? It took hours to sort out the chaos. How did everyone feel after the prank was revealed? Everyone had a good laugh. What was the setting of the story? The story took place at the zoo. The story took place at the zoo. What did the animals decide to do to the zookeeper? The animals decided to play a prank on the zookeeper. And what did the animals do while the zookeeper was distracted? The animals switched places with each other. Which animal ended up in a place not meant for it? Mean not related to. The lion ended up in the bird cage. The lion. The lion ended up in the bird cage. Where did the penguin ended up after the switch? Switch mean interchange, change places. The penguin ended up in the monkey enclosure. What unusual location did the giraffe occupy? Occupy mean to capture something, to enter something without permission. The giraffe squeezed into the aquarium. Who was surprised by the situation upon their return? Who was surprised by the situation upon his return? The zookeeper. The zookeeper was surprised by what he saw. How long did it take to resolve the confusion? Hours. It took hours. It took hours to sort out the chaos. How did the zookeeper react when he returned to the mixed up animals? He couldn't believe his eyes. The zookeeper couldn't believe his eyes and was surprised by the situation. So, you have to answer these questions every time, 5 times a day. And for a whole week, for a 1 week or 2 weeks, to 1 week or 2 weeks are better. But 5 times a day for a 2 weeks or 1 week. If you want to speak English fluently, this is the only way. If you adopt this way, if you follow this way, you can speak English fluently, easily and effortlessly. Goodbye.